Hello and welcome back. Back nine coverage from the Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open opening round. We've got our feature card, we've got big sexy commentary, and we've got some hot scores.
Yeah, we got hot scores from incredibly great players. We got Barry Schultz and Michael Johansen at 7 down, making the front 9 just look easy. McBeth is also right there on their tails at 6 under. And Austin Turner is not going anywhere either. He's at 3 under, I believe, for
Yeah,
the front
you're right.
9.
Yep.
And, we can see if he can come back and shoot a solid back 9 here.
Yeah, hole 10, 570 feet, a really cool hole. You got to throw a very straight tee shot. Any bit of left fade you can get is great. And then it's sharply uphill with some guardian trees. I really kind of like this hole a lot. Not that I play it well, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, it kind of it demands a very specific tee shot. You need to keep something low here, and MJ's drifting a bit right. That's going to kick really bad.
Wow, bad kick.
Anything that kicks right or drifts right makes the tee shot a lot harder because we do have a pretty steep uphill to the left second shot.
Paul's got a Thunderbird here, and that is just right.
Yeah, that's, I believe, the disc of choice here in this hole. And he's going to have these trees to deal with, but that's fine. I mean,
yep, yeah, a little longer than maybe perfect, but I really think that's not a bad spot to be.
I think I would take that 10 times out of 10. Just figure something out from there. I mean, if you have a forehand, you know, when you find yourself in the trees, you can usually figure something out. But that would be considered probably ideal.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That is perfect.
Probably take that 11 out of 10 if you could get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Austin, maybe, nope, no flex, just a pure hyzer. Is that Nuke OS again?
That is that first round Nuke OS there, and it's pretty beat up. Those first round Nuke OSs are really overstable. He's been throwing that thing like crazy this year, and it's really beat up at this point, but it's still got a lot of fight to it.
Uh-oh, MJ just a little early, and it does not fight all the way through, so he may have a pretty tricky shot from in there.
Yeah, and you can see just from that shot alone, the rough out here is tough, and if you do get into the rough, it makes you really force a difficult approach shot from there. So yeah. I'm just going to have a tricky lie coming up.
Austin just a little wide. He's going to have to settle for par most likely. Barry with the turnover.
And Barry, that's a smart shot. He avoids the inside trees, plays the much wider outside gap. And it doesn't look like that's what you want to do because you want to put it under the basket.
Yeah.
But he plays a smart shot, and he pretty much is under the basket now.
Yeah, I think, wow, look at this line. Nicely done.
Doesn't hit a thing until it gets to the green. It just stops on a dime. I don't know what he hit there, but
that was. Wow, MJ was absolutely.
Yeah.
Had nothing in there.
Yeah, he didn't even think about that. I'm sure that was a pretty easy decision for him.
Easy decision, but tough to swallow either way.
Sure.
Wow.
And he's got his purple banger. He's going to have to settle for his first bogey of the round and drop down to 6 under, which is still hot through 10 holes. But,
absolutely.
When you're 7 down through 9, it doesn't feel so good.
No, not at all. But, man, note to self, do not go in those bushes where he was just in.
No, don't do that.
Austin's got this left for par. And Barry for a birdie.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Pretty sweet.
8 down through 10.
Pretty sweet.
The ageless wonder, Sherry Bolts, as we call him. And Michael Johansen.
Paul also birdies, and MJ with a tough bogey.
Paul jumps MJ there for his position there. 7 down through 10 is. These guys are making this look so easy.
And I feel like we're sort of seeing a frustrated Paul. Like, I don't even feel like he's, like, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, well.
Hole 11, par 3, 357. Not a lot of ceiling room to get at this basket. We're going to the shorter pin here. You're going to see cut rollers. You can get there with a really low, hard-thrown air shot. There's some options, but it's a tricky hole, but with the low ceiling and the hill at the end.
Yeah, if you want to birdie this hole, today was the day to do it. You can see that pin about another 13 meters longer than this one here, and it just is so difficult. I mean, this hole right here is hard to birdie. You can imagine pushing this up the hill another 45 feet makes it just so much harder.
And this looks pretty decent. Needs to hook up.
Pretty decent is an understatement. That is
yeah, okay. It's better than I thought.
Beautiful. That's one of the things that Barry is so good at. When he throws those shots hard, he still keeps the nose up.
Yeah.
So when it hits the ground, he still gets that extra slide. And it's a very difficult thing to do, to keep the disc almost level to the ground, but the nose up just slightly.
Yeah.
He always gives him that extra skip forward, and he makes it look so easy.
MJ with a different line, looking for a little turnover.
That's impressive.
Caught one tree.
Yeah, there's a lot to catch there, and he is fortunate to get all the way up there, and now he has a long look at birdie.
Ooh, just misses it.
One of the things I like about Paul's jump putt is that he actually stands sideways, more like a throw. So that's how he gets so much distance when he has those long putts like that.
Yep.
And it comes in looking like a normal putt, even though he's kind of got his stance turned sideways like it's a throw.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
I had a feeling one of these guys was going to make this shot.
Oh, man. Unfazed by the bogey in the hole before.
Great putt.
Yeah, he's one of the best. And a good par there from Austin. And Barry's still closer than people's approaches. That's how good of a drive he threw.
Yeah. This is a nice hole to birdie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was only 22 birdies, 10 bogeys, so pretty even spread there. And came in at a 2.84 scoring average, which is a pretty fair score for a hole. I mean, you're gonna have bogeys, you're gonna have birdies, but if a hole comes under just under par, that means that it's a pretty challenging hole.
Yeah. 2 birdies, 2 pars, really nice. Now we're moving to what I gotta I mean, I got burned on this before, but I gotta think this might be the hardest hole.
This is the hardest hole in the course. This is the #1 handicap, and it's actually not even close. Plays a third of a stroke over par, 4.36. There were some big numbers. There were twice as many bogeys as there were birdies on this hole.
Okay.
And there was 6 double bogeys, a triple bogey. There was even a quadruple bogey on this hole. If you get kicked off to the right, I'll tell you from experience from yesterday.
Yep.
You're in a bad place.
Yep.
You don't want to be anywhere but down the middle.
Yep.
And it's just really hard to get out the middle.
This is the drive you want, though. Breaking left, maybe 1 or 2 skips. Not a tree would be much better.
That was looking so perfect, and that one tree that caught him there really took about 75 feet off his drive, probably.
MJ with also not a great shot.
Yeah, he's gonna have to scramble there for his par. That's anything out of position here is just treacherous.
Yeah, my card. I mean, we've played this hole 5 over.
Yeah, and I'm sure other cards played it a lot worse. That's looking perfect there. If that can miss the trees that Barry hit, yeah, that's exactly what you want. He's in the mouth.
In the gap. And perfectly done.
From the tee, it just feels so awkward because you're throwing this spike hyzer. It looks like you want to throw a flip up, but you really don't want anything to flip up at all.
No, you don't. I'm pretty jealous of the ability to throw a forehand here. Mm-hmm. I just wish that I could throw a mirror image on this hole. I think I would do pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And Austin still is, I mean, that's a good looking shot, but you can see he's just off to the right side of where the perfect landing zone is there, and he's going to have a really tricky approach.
MJ needs to gap it through here. He does it perfectly.
Jesus.
Bad skip, though, maybe. But still, that's all you could ever ask for.
The distance he got there is insane.
Barry going with the wide line. This is a really smart play. There's a little bit less trees up there.
And he caught one square and got the negative distance coming back. He's still going to be in the middle, though. He should be able to salvage his par.
I would think so. He should have a pretty unobstructed shot.
And Austin with a turnover flick here. That's a great-looking shot that caught a tree. It's hard to specifically locate the 2 trees I'd like to see taken down on this hole, but just inside this one tree on the left side of the fairway, there's 2 ones that stick out. I'd love to see those go.
It's a few trees away, yeah, just because it is playing. Whoa.
Okay, well, it's past the cameraman, and the cameraman's in the perfect catch spot, so you can tell.
Paul has done it.
That's pretty perfect.
Set himself up to be one of just 12 birdies on this hole, it looks like.
Yeah. And textbook Barry floating approach putter shot. maybe the world's best catch player.
If only the catch payouts would come up a little bit.
Yeah. That was a little half bid from Austin. Maybe not the just ground play that he wanted after his putt didn't go in, but
yeah,
he's still got a pretty reasonable putt for par.
MJ's thinking about making that,
I mean,
probably.
that's crazy from where he was. That was to not hit a tree from where he was is just, that's pretty remarkable. And that's a good par putt from Austin there. And great birdie. That's a
very rare birdie. Wow.
Very rare. I mean, just that's picture perfect. The tee shot couldn't have been any better, and the approach couldn't have been any better. He made it look so easy, and it is anything but that. And to come through this card, 4 players with no casualties here is pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes 2 perfect shots. I mean, more than any other hole out here, more than any other hole I can even think of right now.
Yeah, it's very demanding from tee to green.
Okay, hole 13, super, super tight tunnel, 324 feet, slightly uphill, finishing to the right.
Oh, gosh.
Really tough. I mean, what kind of handicap we look at?
This is the 3rd hardest hole in the course. So we go from the hardest hole to the 3rd hardest hole in the course. I mean, it's just, what else can you say about it? I mean, look at it. The drone's taking forever to fly through the gap.
Yeah.
You can imagine what your disc is going to do. So this is going to be, it'll be impressive to see what our feature card can do here.
Paul with a rock shot, looking really good. It's going to anti-skip too.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
Perfect shot.
Yeah. And he's not even concerned with turning the disc over, just making that initial gap, giving himself a look.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, just get it straight. If you can miss some trees. This is one of those holes where, like,
wow.
When the disc comes out of my hand on this hole, I'm not really thinking like,
oh my gosh,
like another perfect shot. But when I let go of this shot, if it's in the middle, I'm not really thinking like, oh, sweet birdie. I'm thinking like, didn't bogey it.
Yeah.
Because it's that treacherous. Like, if I just get off the tee, I'm so happy.
And this is kind of a textbook Michael Johansen shot. This is the kind of shots that he's made a name for himself, and he's left it a little bit short there.
Yeah.
But you know,
60 feet maybe, but
like you're saying, you know, just to give himself, you know, not a bogey look is pretty impressive here. And see if Austin can attack this pin. It looks like he's
man,
right down the middle.
3rd hardest hole is that what you said?
Oh my god. Oh, look at catches the root. He's got a tap in here. Wow. Looks like we could have 3 birdies on this card.
MJ might have something to say about it.
Oh, man. What? Oh, man.
Between the trees, 60 feet uphill.
That's his 2nd SloMez in 3 holes.
Awesome.
Wow. And Paul's going to connect.
Holy
Could we
cow.
possibly see
99,
a star frame?
99% chance at this point.
There were 18 total birdies in this hole the whole day. There was 19 bogeys. There was more bogeys than there were birdies in this hole. And are you kidding me? Our feature card is going to collect 4 of them.
Wow.
I mean, it's a formality at this point. Austin's going to tap this in with his right hand. that is really impressive. This hole is coming in at 306 scoring average. That's over par for our viewers at home. That is impressive to say the least.
Absolutely. Did you have a birdie on your group?
I actually, yeah, we had 2 birdies.
Okay. Not my group. Okay, hole 14, 468, par 4, really tight window off the tee. Today's position is off to the left. You kind of have your first gap, a little opening, and then another set of gaps. And there's the basket there. So you need to throw something, hopefully, that moves a little bit right, but not too much. And then you have the best gap to move back to the left.
I know in the past this hole has been eagled a few times. This is kind of, it is a par 4 certainly, but it is in a position today that is attackable.
Roller, I would think.
Roller shots can get up there. I think the play that Paul's going with there. The cut roller down the right side is the way to do it, and he is throwing this really well. Not overstable enough to keep that cut going to the left, but all the distance you'd ever want.
Yeah, birdie, write it down.
And Barry's so good at these tunnel shots here. He's a really good roller thrower as well, so I'm kind of surprised to see him not throw one, but that was a pretty brutal kick there.
Little left. He's going to have some tricky choices there.
This is a guy who hardly ever throws rollers. He's so technical with these flip-ups, and he just makes tight gaps look really wide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he splits them right down the middle usually.
I think MJ would be way up there if there was some kind of stat for like who hits the least trees.
Yeah. Well, he was the Disc Golf Pro Tour #1 scrambler last year.
Yeah, true.
So
So he might, when he does hit a tree, he only hits one per hole.
Right.
If he hits one.
Right. It's easy to have good scrambling percentage when you're never really scrambling.
Look at this forehand roller, needs to flip.
Barry with the forehand and roller at the same time.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be about his only option from over there, though.
And now he's got some tricky work here to get his par.
Wow.
He's looking at his first bogey of the day, which is really surprising in this hole. This was the second easiest hole of the day.
Really?
Yeah, this one came at 3.49, so below a half stroke under par, and he's still got some work for his bogey.
I had one of my best shots of the round. Take a quick second to brag.
Sure, go for it.
I hit an early tree at the first gap, and then I threw forehand roller from there that actually hit the pole and stopped right next to the basket. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, you were one of the 44 birdies on this hole.
That'll make you feel special. 1 out of 44.
And Austin gave it a little bit of a bid for his too. Hit the post for this jump putt. And Paul, if you can jump putt for eagle, that's always good.
Yeah, I don't think he had much of a line. Super happy just to lay up, get your 3, go to the next.
And very unfazed by the issues he's dealt with so far in the hole, connects on his bogey putt. He was one of only 5 bogeys all day on this hole, which is impressive with all the trees that are on this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not that many bogeys for our field here, but you can see, it wasn't that bad of a tee shot, just maybe 1 tree's width away from throwing perfect.
Yep.
And he got a bad kick, and then from there he's scrambling.
Yep. That's a course like this. You get in that rough and it changes everything.
And I think we're heading to one of the most beautiful holes in disc golf.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, we're already there for the view. Pretty amazing. Hole 15, downhill the whole way, 257 meters, 843 feet. Big hyzer is the most common play off the tee, and then big hyzer again down to the pin. But you have the option, if you got a big arm, you could go for the bottom of the hill and 1.
Yeah, I think that's the fun shot. I mean, at this point around, during this round, I actually said, Jerem, let's have fun. And so I tried going for the big shot here. It doesn't really give you that much more, though, because this shot is pretty simple for the right-hand backhand hyzer thrower.
Yep, you just put it out there like 400, 425.
Yeah.
And then you've got a little bit shorter feeling shot down the steeper hill.
Right. And if you recognize this hole, it's actually because this was the setting for the PDGA commercial where Paul says that this is his job.
For me, it's my job.
For me, it's my job. Yeah, so this hole is it's famous in many ways.
Yeah. And this is kind of cool. Lefty here, you don't get to see this much, but a big throwing lefty, I feel like could throw a hyzer down the hill.
And he's trying to go big here, and he's put himself maybe a bit more right than he'd like to be because he's got these trees to worry about. There's also OB that
he's actually fairly close to the OB.
But he is actually, he's clear of it, and he's safe just inside the OB parameters, so he should have some sort of look.
Pretty happy with that spot. Barry going big.
Yeah, he's definitely biting off more there than your typical hyzer going down the hill, which is kind of surprising for me because it doesn't. You don't need that shot. You just really want to throw that hyzer shot pitch like where Paul and MJ threw it.
And look at Paul just showing off. Has the obvious hyzer. Gonna go Nova straight.
That's annoying. Or is it like parked?
I don't know. I would think it's pretty close.
Yeah. That's annoying in a good way.
Yeah.
MJ showing Paul, you don't need to work so hard. Just do this. And he's
edge of the circle. Oh, rolling in.
There you go. Pretty textbook shot there from MJ.
Nice little skip right into the circle.
Let's see what Austin has. He's got kind of a tricky shot here.
It's got to stay turned over the whole way.
Oh, and he is... Oh, wow, it fought through. Fought through great. He's actually way up there.
Not a problem.
Wow. Nice forehand turnover there from Austin. He's going to have 15 to 20 feet.
Oh, Paul was a little short with that Nova shot.
Okay.
Oh, and just high. Ooh, MJ just needed one more link to slow that thing down.
Oh, gosh, that's a bummer to see. That was a pretty solid putt.
Yes.
And Barry connects there, and he is going... Austin's going to be left with, say, about 23 feet or so. Mm-hmm. This would be a great birdie from where he was. Oh, well, nice connection there. Yeah, this hole is... It was birdied a bunch, 35 birdies. There were only 3 bogeys and 1 double, you know, so not much trouble was had by the field on this hole. No big numbers, fortunately. And that's kind of nice. You know, you have a hole that's a lot of fun to play.
Yes.
The birdie is right there for you, and you're not too worried about a big number either. It's kind of fun to play this.
I think it's great. I mean, you're through the woods. You've just come through one of the toughest stretches on the course. And then now you have this great view, chance to really rip the disc. It's a really fun hole. 16 is our second par 5 here. This one is a lot tougher. Very, very short for a par 5, but there are 1,000 trees.
Yeah, if hole 15 was our superhero, this is our supervillain. Like, this is the exact opposite of 15. We're going uphill now. It's not open at all. It's tight the whole way. There's trees down the middle, and you have a very difficult, precarious green there.
Yes, you do. There's a little ditch behind the green that can take your nice little soft putt and roll it about 50 feet down.
And that was a really nice looking drive. It might have kicked a bit too far to the right there, but I thought he was going to get to that hillside. Really, that's the goal here on this hole, is you just want to get somewhere on that upslope. Yep. And then from there, just kind of figure it out.
Yep. That's a nice shot.
If you have the forehand roller, we're going to see a lot of forehand rollers for our second shot. Yep. In the field.
Yep. I like the backhand roller off the tee that Paul's going to show us here. This has the potential to get all the way up the hill.
And that was a great line. And it,
gosh, just catches a tree, but now sits it. Yeah, that'll be okay. If it misses that tree, he's all the way up top.
Yeah, and that's a huge benefit because you can't see the trees that are in the way from the bottom of the hill. If you can get to the top, then you can kind of maneuver some sort of technical shot.
Yeah, and also I think if you're near the bottom of the hill or halfway up, it forces you to throw so nose up that you really can't reach the pin.
Right.
You have to be at the top to play an aggressive enough line.
And MJ isn't going to mess around with anything crazy here, just wants to get to the flat and figure something out from there. And Austin, catches the early tree. And he's in the middle, but he is, you know, that's pretty far back. It's going to be a lot of work for him to get his birdie for.
What is that logo on the back of Austin's shirt? Is he getting some discount oil changes or what?
No, it's a Valvoline logo, and unfortunately we're not getting any sort of gas sponsorship. However, if anyone is listening and would like to pitch in Valvoline or ExxonMobil or anyone, please send me a check for all the monies.
Nice.
Yeah, so we've got Paul here catching a tree. And you just looking back, you can see, I mean, it's just a scatter plot of trees.
Yes, absolutely. Scatter plot, just right.
And it's just all over the place. And MJ's got a really nice right side flip up. Oh, and almost, and you can see.
There's that ditch, though.
There's the ditch, yep.
He's going to have a tester putt coming back.
Almost got some metal there for the very rare eagle on this hole.
How many eagles did we have? A handful, I would think.
No, there's only 2 eagles on the day.
Okay.
They were actually both from North Carolina. We had Lance Brown from Burlington, North Carolina, and a player that goes by the nickname Big Germ.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I had about a 37-footer, got a little bit of chain, but I did not connect. But I did have an eagle chance, which was pretty exciting for me.
Yeah, I'm guessing a flick roller second shot.
It was actually a air shot.
Oh, wow. Okay. Shot. Yeah, I talked to Lance, and we both threw forehand roller approaches.
Okay.
And I feel like that's one of the ways to avoid all these trees.
Oh, Austin.
Oh, look at this This is a birdie save.
Huge putt.
Gosh.
Death putt, really. I mean, he's going down the hill.
Oh, wow.
Awesome shot.
Look at that. And if he misses that putt, he's got a 50-footer for par.
It could be that. It could be as much as 50.
I mean, it's not guaranteed, but I mean, there's not much there to stop your disc.
No.
Huge putt there from Austin. Well done there. And Paul says, let me show you how to.
Yeah. Just make a 28-foot death putt look like nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Yep.
MJ needs to save this, and he does.
He doesn't even look when he knows it. That's one of the fun things about him. When he hits his line, whether it's a putt or a tee shot or approach, he doesn't need to watch it.
Has he ever missed his own ace? Do you know?
Often.
Really?
I don't know.
I feel that there's something kind of sad about that.
Yeah,
if you were to not see your own ace.
I think he might, if he knows it's going to ace, I think he'll turn around just the last second.
Yeah, he has that kind of sense.
He has the power.
All birdies, really well done. And look at these scores, 11, 11, 10, 7.
Yeah, it's impressive. What these guys are doing on this course right now is kind of silly.
Hole 17, 102 meters, breaking to the right, low ceiling. You got a couple options. You could throw a backhand turnover, but I think the easier shot is going to be a forehand if you've got it.
Yeah, this is actually came in at the 4th hardest hole of the day, which is kind of surprising to me.
That surprises me too.
I didn't think that there was that much danger in this hole, but there is, a lot of these players are going to elect to go to the right side of this initial tree. Austin is going for a left side flip up, and he is throwing it really well and just avoids that tree, and he is up there. He is parked.
Wow.
Great ground play there. But yeah, there just wasn't that many birdies, and I mean, this is a very technical shot here. To throw it wide and to miss these trees on the inside is, I mean,
that's the purest line you could possibly throw, I think.
Right.
To go inside that tree. Otherwise, you're bringing a little bit of luck into play.
Mm-hmm. And Barry's going roller here, which is, I don't want to say untraditional, but
I think it's a good idea.
Sure.
This looks like he's going to be happy with it.
And this is a rock here, a rock roller?
It looks like it.
Rock and roll, baby.
Yeah.
That's a great tee shot there. And yeah, there's only 23 birdies in the day, whereas there was 8 bogeys, 2 doubles, and there was even a triple bogey on the hole.
Ouch.
And it just played under par at 2.89, so kind of surprising, actually. And look at this. Is this really an ace run?
Wow. Oh, a nice route, too.
That's a 4.
And he puts the logo right side up.
That's a 4-time route is what that is. So that's not that he would have missed the putt from circle's edge, but
no,
it doesn't really hurt to have it 12 feet. Can we get 4 inside the circle here?
Wow.
That's going to miss these trees.
Wow.
Oh, and yeah, I think that's inside the circle there. That is wow. We're going to have a look for another impressive star frame for our feature group. MJ connects.
Oh, yes.
And he does. Look at this. Man, it's looking very probable at this point. Barry just needs to make his putt. The other 2 players are parked. Oh, my goodness. These guys are, like, amounting for half the birdies on the course.
Yeah.
This is insane. These guys are going
off. I mean, this group is pushing 40 under par.
Wow.
At this point.
Yeah. And that's
great star frame.
That's impressive.
So they just star framed what? The
hardest, oh no, the
3rd hardest and the 4th hardest holes.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
That is really impressive. And coming 18, this is in the short position today, which is a very attackable downhill grade par 4.
Yep. The real challenge here, obviously apart from being a woods tunnel, is this whole ditch is OB, where these guys are saying hello to our drone. And then just past the basket on the left, and also a little bit farther past on the right, is another set of OB. So if you do really attack this and you go OB by the pin, you actually have to play from a drop zone a few hundred feet back from the basket.
Yeah, it's kind of a controversial rule on this hole. I don't know if it's necessary, but it's the way this hole's played, and you just kind of have to pick and choose whether or not you want to attack this green or not.
Yeah. I think we're going to see some smart layups here. These guys have quite a few birdies in the bag already.
Yeah, these guys are preserving a good round right here. No need to get crazy here. A big number is right around the corner.
But one guy that you won't expect to lay up, probably.
No, it doesn't look like he has a putter or a mid-range in his hand. He is definitely attacking.
And it needs to flip. And it does.
And needs to sit down.
Is it going to go in that long OB, though? Without a doubt, it is.
Oh.
Right?
He's on the backside of the OB. Oh, he is out of bounds. Oh, man.
So that's brutal. Instead of having a putt at the basket, he has to go to actually a pretty nasty drop zone.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that we could play the disc from where it crossed, but that's just my personal opinion on the matter.
Or at least put the drop zone short of the initial creek, but up on top.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Instead of pinned in.
And MJ elects to go for the pretty aggressive across the creek shot. And if you're not going for the pin, going across the creek is pretty aggressive because all it does is really just shorten your approach by a little bit.
Oh, no. Okay, good. That could have been a disaster.
Yeah. Yep, that was close.
A little bit of a grip lock, and it's hitting trees directly over out of bounds. So if that falls straight down, you know, a big number comes into play. And Barry just kind of a little shorter than he probably wanted, but he'll have a birdie putt.
Pretty safe play there. Give himself a look at it. And Paul from the drop zone, you can see how awkward this drop zone is. He's down the hill and throws a blind Nova shot to 5 feet.
Fantastic.
Good God. That is so good. And that's the benefit of getting across that creek. You can just jump putt your little approach there, tap in 3. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Yeah, make it easy. I think some of these guys might play together tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got some low numbers. I mean, Jomez picked a pretty good card to film.
And he stays in bounds. Very good.
You see those stakes down there? That was pretty close to drifting. That was one tiny rock from standing the disc up and going OB.
And I think this is Barry for a share of the lead. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That needs to sit down.
Oh, man, that could have been a disaster. He stays in bounds.
I'll tell you from experience where Barry's putting from, it is not easy. There's that little tree in the way.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and give a spoiler. I missed this putt.
I'm telling you, it is not easy.
Yeah.
You couldn't blame a guy for missing this putt.
But I doubt that Barry will because he brought the noise today.
Yes, he did.
He just made this course look like one of his top 10 favorites.
Yes, he did.
And here's MJ's tap in for his birdie, finishing off a solid round. So fun to watch him play.
Yeah, he has just moved to 12 under, hasn't he? Tied now with Barry and Paul, all of them in second place.
36 under for those 3, and oh wait,
another 8
Austin
more.
threw 8.
Yeah, so
44 under par for the group. That is incredible. I mean, it's not too surprising that this course in the short really, the pro field attacked it. I mean, out of 77 players, 57 of those players shot under par. Only 20 failed to do so. That's 74% of the field, whereas Idlewild the week before, through 3 rounds, only 16% of the field played under par.
Maybe I picked the right tournament to come to. I can feel a little bit about myself.
Yeah, but things are going to change for a second round. The pins are moving to the longs. It's going to be much closer to par scores, so it'll be interesting to see the changes that are made.
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks to Jomez, thanks to Innova for supporting the coverage. Thanks to Germ for joining me in the booth, and we will catch you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Look forward to bringing you the second round.